Hey, everybody, this is the president of your 2023-2024 Gold Chapter, Beta Alpha Psi New Sigma Chapter, Jack Mitchell here. You may be noticing that the location is different. Yes, I am on our Metro campus, our TDEC campus, because we just had our meeting today with WIS. But before I send you guys off to that meeting, a couple of housekeeping items. First off, cords and stoles are going to be on sale for those members and candidates or become members are to be graduating very soon. We will be selling those starting tomorrow. The link will be on our web campus page on our link tree. And I believe, according to what I remembered as of today, the cord and stoles are going to be $15 for the stole, $12 for the cord, and if you want them both together, $25 together. Please make all of your payments to at BAP at FDU at Venmo, so that way we're able to process your payment. Once you do pay us, we will then let you know where you will go to pick up your cord stole for graduation. So again, if you would like to buy one, please do, because it does help us a lot. It does help the chapter out a lot in the long run. Second thing, just a little friendly reminder, our Women in Accounting and Finance panel is coming up soon, April 17th at 7 p.m. in the Hartman Lounge on our Florham campus. For any one of our Metro members, if you would like to come, you're more than welcome to come to our Florham campus to actually, come to the event. It will be 7 to 9 o'clock. It will be a Q&A panel, followed by 9 to 10 will be a networking session. So again, if you are looking to connect with people in accounting and finance, more specifically women, the time to go is very much now. And also, it's a free event. So we are opening this up to every single BAP alumni, every single woman of business alumni, and all the FDU Silberman students. You are more than welcome to come. Please do. It'll be a fun event. And we have some great speakers coming to speak to us for that panel. Finally, our e-board elections are coming up very soon. So if you're interested in going out for e-board this semester, and remember, all 4 positions are up for grabs: president, vice president, which is also the president of the Accounting Society, secretary/reporter, and treasurer. Please email us at bapfdu at gmail.com, stating the position you would like to go out for. The deadline to hand in your interest will be on April 9th. Again, the deadline to let us know if you're going for e-board will be April 9th. And candidates who are also eligible to go out for it, because you are going out for candidacy, could become a member when you get inducted on induction night, which also segues to my last thing. Make sure that you are getting your tutoring hours done, and make sure you're getting your meeting requirements done. Again, we are approaching very closely induction night. We do not want to see you, struggle to the finish line. You're almost there. We want to see you guys get past that finish line, become a member, and get all the great benefits that become a Beta Alpha Psi member. So please, by all means, please get your requirements in on time. The requirements tracker is on our web campus page, so you do know where you stand. If you need to schedule your tutoring session, please go to the tutoring schedule link, schedule your time, and then go to our tutoring link to see our head tutor, Damien, will be tutoring you for that time. But yeah, I think I covered everything. So if you're ready, I'm also ready. Let's get you guys this meeting.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Beta Alpha Psi meeting. I might notice something different. I am at Metro this week, not at Forum. One big one for setting up the Zoom at Forum today, so thank you so much for doing that. But today we have Leticia Ferreira from WIS & Co. to come and speak to us today, a firm that has been very a wonderful partnership with. I do know they do have a partnership for the 4+1 program. And if anyone wants to talk about WIS, again, I am basically the perfect example of that, because I've interned with these people and they are an amazing firm, awesome internship program. But again, let's ask a lot of questions. Turn your cameras on if possible. The biggest meeting engagement these pods like we always do. And with that being said, Leticia, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate the intro. Hi, everyone. I can't really see like the room necessarily. Hopefully you guys can see my screen okay and hear me okay.
Yes, we can.
Thumbs up to confirm. Yes. Okay, cool. So I'm Leticia. I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight and share a bit about WIS and our services. I'm not sure how much you've heard about us, so I'm going to go into the full spiel. But we are pretty local to you guys. We're right across the street from the Florham Park campus of FDU. But surely enough, I wanted to just introduce myself first. I know Mark is usually here to visit, and you guys have probably met him before. But I'll introduce myself. I'm a People Operations Associate here at WIS. I do work closely with Mark. And what we kind of handle here is mostly anything people related. So things like this in recruiting, training, onboarding, and things like that. I'm also an FDU alum. So I'm really excited to be back and chatting with fellow FDU students. I graduated in May of 2023 with my degree in HR. So not too long ago, I was in your position and looking for internships and full-time and so on and so forth. And now I get to call WIS a second home for myself. I'd also like to introduce today, I have my friend Amy here. She's actually our People Operations intern who, Amy, feel free to jump in and share a bit about your experience throughout the presentation as well, okay? Awesome. Cool. So to start off, we are hopefully, ooh, the slideshow did not go. There we go. WIS in a snapshot. So just to give you a little bit of an introduction to WIS, we are a mid-sized regional accounting firm. So we offer services in most of the core accounting principles like tax and audit that have been around at WIS for a really long time. And then we also have newer and more niche services that we start offering, like advisory. We have litigation support. We also have recruiting service that we provide for our clients, and loads more. We've started dabbling into technology now as well. But I think in this ever-changing industry of accounting, we as WIS are really just trying to stay ahead and stay up to date with what's going on in terms of AI, technology, and really embracing that to help us do our jobs better on a daily basis. And I think that really helps, in turn with our clients. So our clients are in pretty much every industry you can think of. So we have real estate clients, construction clients, engineering, manufacturing, food and bev, a whole lot of industries. And most of our clients start at the entrepreneurial side. So any startup businesses are likely the ones that we're taking on. We love to have clients that truly are growing with us. And, as we as a firm grow, our clients grow with us. And I think that's what makes the relationship so strong. But our clients are, like I said, smaller businesses. We do have a couple that are investor backed and a little bit more well established, but we work with pretty much every range of client in that area. And just moving along in the slideshow. Oh, here we are. Yeah, a little bit more into sort of like what our business looks like. And we actually are right now sitting at about 315 employees. So right at that mid-size, so not too small, not too large. But we do, like I said, offer those comprehensive, just services generally for our clients. And, sometimes they're business owners, which make the relationship stronger, like I said, that want to come to us for just anything that we can advise them on as they sort of grow in the industry. The one thing I too didn't mention about WIS is we are located in a couple of different areas. We have 3 offices total. So I mentioned the Florham Park office right across the FDU Florham campus. We also have a Flemington, New Jersey office, and we have an office in New York. If you're familiar with the area, it's right in the Flatiron district. But yeah, we work with a lot of clients local to Jersey and New York, but we also have a couple clients in various states throughout the US and a couple that are international. So, anticipating needs, simplifying complex is sort of like what we are here to achieve in terms of our relationship with our clients and with our people who come and work with us as well. Moving right along. So you've probably seen, if you have followed us on our social media platforms or LinkedIn, we have grown significantly in the last 5 years. Like I said, I mentioned a couple of those offices. And we continue to double in size, and with our roster of 300 plus professionals, as I mentioned, we do see an average tenure of about 6-ish years with most of our employees. So we do have employees that have been at WIS for a very long time who were here from the start and are growing their careers and continue to do that here. And they stay because it's challenging and evolving work that we provide here. You're really getting a full life cycle and able to see a bunch of different areas with one client. And at our firm, being that we're a mid-size, you get the opportunity to see a little bit of everything, especially when you're starting out and you're graduating or you want just an internship to learn things. You're going to be able to sort of see every different client industry, every different niche, and then again, in turn, figure out which area is most of interest to you and what appeals to you in the long run, right? So we've had a lot of people that have been at WIS for a long time and, started here as generalists and now are specialized in particular areas. We also have a lot of new people here at WIS. So our generation of students and interns have really expanded in the last couple of years. And I think a lot of our growth is a testament to our intern program and converting our interns to full-time. I'm one example of that. I actually was an intern at WIS myself, so I converted from an intern to a full-time for People Ops, but we have lots of people in our tax, audit, and advisory departments that have the same story to tell. Any questions so far? I know I just started off with a lot of information. Just wanted to pause and check.
One forum, metro, forum, two. Okay, you continue.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. And Amy, by the way, if you see anything in the chat, feel free to stop me. And I can't really see the chat with the screen share, but if you see anything, please let me know, okay? Awesome. Move on to the next slide. So I have a quick video to show you guys, and this video really just kind of outlines what WIS has been in the last couple of years and how we've evolved, and tells a little bit of a story of, our culture and a testament of how we do business. So hopefully once I click play, you guys can hear the sound, but let me know if you can't.
We've spent the last 50 years creating a different kind of accounting firm. One that fosters meaningful relationships to reach new heights. But this is not about where we have been. It's about where we are going. Inspirational trailblazers in the night, we embrace the only constant in life: change. Never wavering and always putting people first. Our mission is to maximize human potential to achieve the unthinkable. It's not just what we do, it's who we are. We share a fundamental commitment to all, investing in our people, clients, and communities, improving their cultures to address the human side of strategy. Because in the end, it's the only way to build long-term value. We strive to inspire confidence in a shifting business landscape. Where others may sway, we lean in, redefining opportunities to shape our future. Let's spend the next 50 years embracing change, redefining opportunities, and investing in each other. We are WIS. What will we do next?
Awesome. A couple of things, oops, there we go. Just to kind of chat a little bit about that video. A couple of things you heard in there, right, is human. Human, I think, and people is probably the main way that we're sort of trailblazing, as the video alluded to, and doing business. And that's from us to you as a client, or us to our employees as people. Really, the root of everything is how do we deliver the best service is if the people feel great, right? The people behind the screens, if we have a great experience internally, externally, we'll be providing the best services that we can to our people. So that's something that, we've really been focused on in, the past couple of years. And as we grow our firm even further, is not really changing or swaying away from that, is really, really what we're focused on. We have loads of video content. So if you guys are ever interested you can check out our Instagram, our YouTube, and you can see a little bit more about what we have going on, and internally as well, some of our culture pieces and items that you sometimes love to know about firms, right? Is what are they doing to make the internal people happy, and how are they servicing clients? But now moving on to a couple of our services. Our first one up, our assurance services. So assurance, also known as audit, it's definitely one of those areas that are more compliance focused. So for you accounting students who love to work in financial statements, balance sheets, AP, AR, cash flow, this is definitely a role for you. In this assurance service, we also have intern programming available. We have full-time postings available as well, all over our LinkedIn and Handshake. We're at this point recruiting about a year ahead for most of our roles. So if you take a look now, we might have, I think, postings up for 2026 already, but that's going to be the next year we're sort of tackling. So, if you're interested in things like this, please, we can talk about it more at the end, but recruiting wise, that's where we're at with audit and assurance. Moving on to our next service. We are our tax service. So we provide the core tax service in pretty much every niche area you can think of. So individual tax, business tax, estate, gift tax. We also do state and local tax, international tax. So a plethora of services under there. And I think when it comes to tax, there's this stigma about tax, right? That it's something that you work individually, and that you it's one-on-one, and you don't really get to communicate with others or have a team. But I think that's actually the complete opposite. And especially here at WIS, a lot of our clients have really, really large, tax just questions and concerns and things that are going on, whether they're a large entity with a bunch of smaller entities that they own. The tax area is really interesting, and I think it can be one-on-one. And if you're the type of person that loves to do individual work, that's definitely the place for you. But we have client groups that are so large that require maybe 2 to 3 interns or staff on one set client. So it's definitely a team effort when it comes down to it. That's a little bit about our tax services. And then moving on to our advisory services. So advisory is kind of like an umbrella, and I like to describe it like that for people to kind of visualize. We have services under advisory that really just assist our clients who are really in those early stages of their business, right? They don't know, they don't have someone, they're just worried about, let's just use an example, right? If we say like a bakery, for example, right? An owner of a bakery is focused on what? They're focused on getting the job done, making the bread, making the pastries, selling the day-to-day, having employees that are going to be able to bake all these items. They're not focused on the accounting, or, if they need to implement a specific technology, or if they need to be worried about their bookkeeping or things like that. So our advisory services kind of root down into that. They get really granular, and they're really in the client to do a bunch of these different things, right? And that starts from, we have our outsourced accounting department that does the bookkeeping for our clients. We have our CFO advisory department who really works on budgeting, forecasting, things like that. And then we have a blend of our technology advisory department who's really getting knee deep in what technology are our clients using, and is it efficient for the day-to-day of their business? Is there other technology that we need to implement, and things like that? So that's really, I would think, to the core what advisory can look like. And on top of that too, I mentioned recruiting advisory. That's also another area. So we have a whole team of people who also recruit for our clients. So say they're looking for a CFO or, an accountant, they're also out there and helping our clients find people that are going to match their culture and match what they're looking for. Any questions about our services before we move on?
Anybody? No?
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Jack. All right, additional service lines. So I kind of mentioned some of these under the advisory area, like outsourced accounting, but we also have on this list family office, which is our wealth management and investment practice. So this is another really up and coming and interesting area. I think we've started to grow this a lot more in the last couple of years with family office. More and more, we're seeing a lot of our clients sort of, and specifically in the high net worth area, convert to a family office client. So any of our high net worth clients that work with our trust and estate service within tax, we're kind of starting to recommend that they utilize our wealth management practice and have assistance in managing their investments and things that they own and their, in general, the money, right? So that's one area. Family office, outsourced accounting, kind of talked a little bit about this, but they do a lot of the internal advisory practices for our clients, litigation support, law firm services, really just legal accounting experts that really help with any of things related to forensic accounting or even business valuation services as well. It kind of goes hand in hand with our transaction advisory service. So any of our clients that are going through a merger, acquisition, just support in that area. And last but not least, data and technology advisory, which I kind of mentioned as well, working through those, data and really evaluating if the technology implementation is needing an additional set of eyes or upgrade or things like that. The WIS culture. So I kind of alluded a little bit to this in our initial intro, but we have loads of things that we're doing here at WIS to just keep our culture going strong. And one of those is DEI focus groups. So we have regularly programmed meetings that we do bi-weekly, and sometimes we have speakers come in and speak about various topics. And that's just an area where people get to come to WIS and be themselves and maybe share a story of something that they've seen or heard or have, just in general experienced. So that's been a really popular part of WIS. And I think this year we're growing it even further by creating ERG groups. So for you guys, just so you understand, ERG groups are employee resource groups. So we are adding those to our WIS culture this year, and it's really exciting. We're going to have various groups that are going to support in different endeavors, right? So if you're a new parent or if you're going through getting your CPA and you just need a group of people to maybe study with or connect with, we're starting to establish some of those groups as we grow. Global mindset. So we partner with a lot of local, just community collaborators here at WIS, obviously to assist in that obligation of keeping, the planet safe and helping just provide the best experience for sustainability in general. And we have a bunch of people here that are super passionate about it. So every year we have loads of events throughout the year that we do with, I think we directly collaborate with Grow It Green in Morristown the most, but we also have Habitat for Humanity as well. So opportunities for our employees to just get involved as well while they're here with us. In addition to that, our Have a Heart campaign. So this is something we actually newly added a couple years ago. And the reason for this is we are not only committed to our main mission and vision through, our WIS culture, we also are passionate about supporting our employees in whatever they're passionate about, right? So we have a lot of people who come here that, run every year for a specific charity or in general, just volunteer at food pantries or like to work with animals and things like that. So, we care about those things. We love to see that our employees are passionate about them. And, how else can WIS assist in that way? That's our Have a Heart campaign, is we want to just help provide more support in areas that our employees are really supporting on their personal endeavors. So it's a big part of WIS and what we've started to kind of continue to grow. In addition to that, it wasn't on the last slide, but we definitely should add it. Our main mission and vision right now when it comes to our WIS culture is providing a post-secondary education to students. So we've been working really hand in hand with a lot of schools and specifically a lot of summer camps as well over the summer. And we are actually providing financial literacy courses for loads of students now, and it's growing every single year. But we actually have a program over the summer we do with Team Walker in Jersey City. So we have a lot of our professionals that actually take the time to create a lesson plan and go and teach, 5th and 6th graders about financial literacy. So that's sort of what our mission has grown to now as well, is we're really, really focused on the education piece and providing these, students with financial literacy early on so that they can have an understanding of it at the earliest that they can. So I kind of talked a little bit about our opportunities, but we'll get a little bit deeper in here. So our opportunities right now run on 2 internship cycles per calendar year if you're interested in internships. We do a spring internship cycle from January to April, obviously during your spring semester. And then we also do a summer cycle from June to August, which has a little bit more flexibility if you're, coming from the other campus or so on and so forth. But both are really realistically on site, and we want all of our interns to be here in person. We found a lot of success with that through our intern program and just giving a better hands-on experience to our interns. Like I said earlier, our recruiting for this has typically gone a year ahead at this point. So if we're thinking about, spring of 2026, we have already started recruiting for spring of 2026, and we're actually starting to wrap up that recruiting season. So soon enough, we'll start recruiting for summer of 2026 as we start getting closer into the summer months. So as far as our full-time opportunities go, we have all of our full-time associates start in December of every year. So if you're someone who's graduating in May, we typically have that couple of months where you have some time before you start a full-time role with us. And that runs on the similar schedule to the interns. So typically we're recruiting at about a year ahead. So for December of 2025, which is coming up this year, we've already pretty much solidified and wrapped up our class that's coming in this year. There may be a couple spots left, but not for every single department. We'll actually soon enough start to recruit for December of 2026. So we're getting pretty far ahead at this point. So if you're thinking about future full-time positions with us, definitely something to think about is the timeline. And I know it's not just our firm, most firms are kind of hiring at this rate at this point. So in terms of upcoming opportunities, like I said, right now we've wrapped up 2026 spring. So we're going to start, actually, this is, we have to update this slide, but we're going to start with the summer 2026. And most of the summer internships and spring internships are in every department. So assurance and audit, tax, and advisory, and same thing with full-time. So we're hiring for all departments at this point. Any questions about our opportunities before I kind of move on to the next slide?
I do have a question. Can you explain the day in the life of what a WIS intern would do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say it's kind of different for every single department. It really is just dependent on what you do. If you're here in the spring, I will say during our busy season, I think that's definitely a really, really good experience. So your day-to-day is definitely going to be a little bit more amped up. Over the summer, we do get a little bit slower on, the client side work-wise, but I know for our assurance department, they have a bunch of deadlines that they work on throughout the summer. So it kind of varies depending on the department, but I would say day to day, there are definitely some departments where you'll have client experiences. So with audit and advisory, maybe you'll have a little bit more face-to-face with clients, either in meetings or even client sites sometimes. And then for tax, you're definitely more on, the heavy return side during the spring. So you're working on tax returns pretty much daily. I think the main ones that you'll see is individual tax returns, so 1040s. But in the summer, typically we do slow down. So we have more long-term projects that you will work on versus things that are due, a little bit sooner. But Jack, I know you interned in both audit and advisory. So from your, I can probably explain it a little, but I won't, you guys will probably know a little bit more. Do you have anything that you did that was interesting that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I will say I did one non-busy season, one busy season with insurance, and then I did CFO advisory. I will say that, for anyone like accounting majors who are looking to get an internship, my best advice, get it during the busy season because, obviously, you get the slow down during the non-busy season, but obviously you want to get both audit and tax to make, an informed decision of what path you want to go down, especially when taking the CPA exam that I'm actually currently studying for right now. So I figured I knew once I did my 2 internships in audit, I knew I wanted to go down that path. So that was the great thing, that I had an opportunity to experience not only audit, but also experience another side of accounting, CFO. And I will say both internship experiences were amazing. I was able to work on so many clients. I was able to work with a couple of the senior associates
also with CFO, I was able to build, I think, for one of our like team projects at the end of the internship was like build a dashboard for a company. We're using KPIs, which I'm currently learning that right now in data analytics with Professor Sam Bass. So I was able to apply that actually into his class as well. But it's a great internship experience. I highly encourage anybody to apply for their internship opportunities. It's great. We have a working relationship with them between WIS and FDU Silberman, part of their 4+1 program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
More about that as well, actually, because I know we do have some members that are, I think, juniors, maybe looking to apply for the program. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, totally. So I think you're referring, is it the co-op that you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we do have the co-op currently that's available, and we do have someone, I think it was right now, that's currently in her co-op. And I believe it's typically through your advisor, so they'll help you, but it's in conjunction with classes. So I believe the timeline, you'll start to take the classes probably before you go into your 4+1 program, from what I'm understanding. So the semester before you start your master's classes, you'll be interning with us alongside taking the credits. And then that full year where you're taking your master's is when you switch to work full time, I believe, with us. So it's a really awesome program. It's basically a year long. And I think right now, since we have someone in it for next year, I believe the next year that we'll be doing that would be for 2027, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry,
I
go
can
ahead.
comment.
Yes, go for it. Yeah.
We actually have 3 students that are in the co-op program with WIS.
Yes.
And they'll begin their co-op work and co-op class this summer, and they'll be entering their graduate year beginning in the fall. And they'll do their graduate classes in the fall, and then they'll work full-time for WIS beginning in the spring. So yeah, the next group would be students that are currently juniors that would look to enter in the following summer.
Yep. The timelines are always a little bit tricky, especially with people, who have, I know the current couple of folks that are with us for the co-op had prior internships with us as well. So, they were introduced to us a little bit earlier, but thank you, whoever. I'm sorry, I couldn't see the camera, but I appreciate the clarification.
I'm Professor McGregor.
Professor McGregor, thank you. Appreciate it. Any other questions, Jack, or in the chat?
Anybody at Flora? Anyone on Zoom? Twice. Okay, you continue.
Awesome. Thank you. So just a couple of introductions for you as well, just so you could meet, some of the recruiters that are typically working through, and also our people operations team. So Lauren Dunn, our Chief People Officer. We have Mark Peterson, our Senior Manager, who also heads in the recruiting area. We have Pelagian Savage, our Manager, who works in training and development. Kelsey, our Manager in engagement, who also works on onboarding experiences and things like that. And then we have the associates. So starting strong with Sophia, she works with assurance and audit. So she will likely be the one recruiting you if you have any interest in that area. And then there's me. So I also am in here and I recruit for tax. So if you're interested in tax, you can reach out to me. And then Jessica Devine, she really just recruits mostly for our advisory lines. So our technology advisory, CFO advisory, and also outsourced accounting. So you can reach out to her if you have any interest in those areas.
As an accounting student, I wanted to experience the culture and the work that comes with a mid-level firm. And NYU, it's often pushed that you have to kind of go to Big Four or nowhere else, and being at WIS really just opened up my eyes to really what accounting has to offer outside of that traditional path.
WIS is so people-oriented, and they really care about you developing not just your skills, but also developing as a person.
What drew me to interning at WIS was last summer I saw the job application for WIS and read up online about the company and the culture behind this company, and it really showed out compared to other like firms that were hiring.
Something that was really special about WIS compared to other firms I was looking at was the community. I could tell that just from the recruiters how close they were to each other, that there was a good community and energy in this firm compared to others.
My university had a career fair. I spoke to a lot of different companies. I spoke to UI, Deloitte, KPMG, and all of them sounded really robotic. They were all presenting a job instead of offering. And when I spoke to WIS, it was completely different. I spoke with Mark, and he wasn't presenting a slideshow. He wasn't presenting anything. He was just having a genuine conversation with all the people that he spoke to.
So what really drew me in was the culture. I saw like on the website and just like a lot of testimonials about the culture. I also interned in the spring, so I came back for a summer one because I felt the people were really nice and very welcoming. It was very easy to learn and wasn't.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. There we go. So I will stop sharing here just so I can see all of you face to face and go through any last and final questions. If you have any, reminder, we do have Amy here, who's our current intern, so she can speak a little bit about her experience as well.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah,
I see a hand up.
yeah. So, like, what would you say are like the best ways to stand out in an interview, whether it be for an internship or full time? Like, what do you look in when it comes to like cover letters or like resumes, etc.?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say initially what we look for is any involvement on campus. Obviously, if you've had prior internships, that's definitely a plus, but it's by no means anything we require. But I think just involvement on campus, in clubs, in different leadership activities or initiatives will really help. I also think it's a testament to how you'll provide, a good service for us as an employee here or as an intern here, right? Like if you're involved on campus and, like to help others, and it's definitely a fit for you, I think, here, and you know how to work in a team, things like that. We see those skill sets as really successful. So when we're looking at a resume, I think those are the main things we're really looking for. That's a great question, though.
I'd love to just jump in.
Yeah, go for it.
That a little bit. I think kind of just from what I've heard and seen at the company as well, it's great to have those hard and technical skills and the knowledge from courses, but I think what would really push you over and shine as a candidate is that genuine interest and that passion for accounting. So if you're extremely interested in tax, like let that interest show. We want to see it. We want to see that you're interested, that you're going to come in with that positive attitude, and that you're really just looking to build a future in accounting. Yeah.
Totally. No, thank you, Amy. That's awesome. Really good advice.
Anybody else? I do have a question, actually. What sets WIS apart from other firms in the public accounting industry?
Great question. I would say what's really driving, I think, the experience at WIS right now for people who are looking for an internship or a full-time role is definitely going to be the experience that you get here. I will say the work here is very valuable to someone who is starting out, right? You're going to be knee deep in a lot of these different areas and different clients. And I think that's super, super important when you're starting your career, is to see a little bit of everything. And I think at WIS, that's definitely what's setting us apart right now, is we trust you as an intern to come in and also as a new staff to really start some of the real work. And you saw a part of that slide said no busy work. And that's really, really true. We really want you to be in it. And yes, over the summer for the internship, yeah, you might have a couple of projects. And Jack mentioned, he did a KPI project. Those are definitely things that we like to do with you, because they teach you some of those soft skills, like presenting in front of, loads of our department and things like that. But I think when it comes down to it, the experience you're getting here is the real work. It's all real. It's all going to, benefit the client and help the client. And I think that at the early stage of your career is super important. And, you know, I'll say this as a testament from my experience too, even though it's from a people operations perspective, even seeing some of our tax individuals that I work with directly at an early stage of their careers, already getting, you know, experience with loads of different types of returns. And, you know, it could be scary at first because it's something that's new to you, but I think at WIS you kind of have the support to help you get there and learn those things really early on, so that you can add that to all the list of things that you're going to learn in the future. So I would say that's definitely what sets us apart at the moment.
That's great. Were there any pivotal moments or mentors that have shaped your career path?
Yeah, no, that's a great question too. I think the main one, and he keeps getting mentioned here and there, is Mark. He recruited me, and he also is my manager and mentor right now at WIS. So I would definitely say he's my main person that definitely pivoted my path here at WIS and just in general. But I think everybody has sort of the way that they see things. You know, I think for our staff coming in, we have you guys assigned to a mentor as soon as you start. So we see some of our employees get extremely close to their mentors and have that person to support them throughout their career and bounce off questions. And, you know, those folks have gone through it before and they know what it looks like. And, you know, they're going to be able to just provide that support when they can. So, you know, that's a mentorship opportunity that you get once you start full time. As an intern, we also assign all of our interns buddies. So again, you're likely making friends and really building connections while you're here as an intern as well.
And I feel like I can kind of speak to that as well as a current people operations intern. I completely agree with Leticia. There are so many resources and so many people you could go to for support. I know in some companies and some internships, they could just give you some work and be like, okay, do this, give it a try. And it could be scary asking questions, but here they encourage questions and they really want to help you learn and with your learning and development. And I know for me, at least, learning and development is extremely important and having those resources. So it's been great to not only go to managers like Mark or my manager Kelsey on the people operations team, but also the associates, and just kind of have that plethora of support where, you know, again, you have a community that's kind of cheering you on and wants you to do great in your internship, or whether it be your internship or your full-time role.
Thank you, Amy.
And I think Joe has a question, I think, for us.
Yeah, I do. So my question is, what advice would you give to students looking to enter the accounting industry in the next few years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say if you're looking to enter the industry, I think just start early, right? Like I don't see any issue. I've gone to so many fairs, and I think the one thing I notice is people that are, you know, freshmen or sophomores are coming to the table and saying, you know, I know I'm early, but I'm like, no, you're not early. Like we're moving fast in the accounting industry. So I think, you know, start as early as you can. And I think take as much advantage of the time that you have as well in the programming that your school is offering. The one advice that I get, and I hear from the managers and the partners here, is they say, encourage these students to do things early, get their CPA done as soon as possible. I know, Jack, you said you're going after that, so great job. That's like definitely, I think, what our industry is leading to is just being with the times and understanding the different accounting things that are ever changing daily. And I think the earlier you do those things, the better. So that would be my advice, is just have a plan for yourself and know that if you want to do an internship junior year, like start thinking about it your sophomore year, you know, give yourself as much time to get those things and those goals sort of achieved as you can. Great question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I have one question because I was just kind of curious. Because I know you said you're HR, so when it comes to like HR at WIS, is there like any like, you know, like AI implementations when it comes to like recruiting and stuff like that?
That's a great question. Awesome. Yeah, we do not currently utilize AI, and I think it's something that we are proud of. We utilize it for other purposes, but not for recruiting at the moment. It is a human that is behind the screen looking at all of your resumes. I promise you, Amy is also a testament to this, as she's been getting looped into the recruiting side of things and helping us with the influx of resumes that we've received in the last couple of years. But it is us behind the screens. We are looking at your resumes. I think in terms of AI, we'll see how or where it goes to, but I think at the moment WIS really isn't thinking of using AI for the recruiting process just yet, but and I don't see that really changing, because there's nothing like the human touch looking at all of your wonderful resumes and cover letters. So that's a great question though.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. It's better to have a human and recruiter actually looking at your resume, because this might be an old statistic, but I think 74% of resumes get turned away by AI and not even seen by a human. So I think that really is what's special about WIS, that we are looking at it and we do see the interest when we are looking at all the resumes that come in on Handshake from the career fairs. And it can be a lot for sure for the team, but it really is special that you are having that person give you that chance. And I think it definitely is something to be proud of.
Right, for sure, Amy. And I would say also, aside from that too, a lot of applications come through online, right? LinkedIn, Handshake. But I think what's really been successful for us is people that like close the loop, right? Like they apply on LinkedIn or they apply on Handshake, but not only do they do that, but they take it upon themselves to visit our table at the career fair and really say like, hey, I applied and here's me, right? Like I'm here in person to say hello to you, a recruiter or a professional, and introduce yourself. And I think that really has made all the difference as well in the recruiting process. So I would keep that in mind, and not just for WIS, but any, fairs and things that you're doing right now. If you're applying, see if there's a way that you can join in, the career fair and meet a person, or even stop by and if they're offering an open house. I know WIS, we do an open house every fall season. So that's something that you can also keep in mind and see if you can attend across the street from the Florham Park office. If you guys are in the Florham Park, great. But yeah, that's a great point, Amy. Thank you. Thanks for that question.
Joe. I know Joe might have a question, I think.
So, what skills or experiences have been most valuable in your career?
In my career, or like what I've seen in recruiting the accounting students?
Both.
Okay, yeah, no, I think generally I would say ambition. I've noticed that's really successful. If you're hungry to learn and if you just want to try new things and you see the value in that in your learning process, I think that's the probably number one thing that I as a recruiter have seen and also experienced from the team's perspective that's been successful for them. Ambition, just curiosity, right? Like you guys are obviously starting somewhere where you're still in the learning process, right? But having that curiosity to just experience new things has been really, really successful for most of our interns. And honestly, the reason why some of those interns come back is just that they want more. They want to try different things. They want to work more hours. They're hungry. They're able to help here and really make a difference. And I think that's been probably the couple of qualities that I've seen really successful. Amy, do you have any that you were thinking about?
I'm kind of just hearing you and agreeing that hunger and that ambition and always being a curious learner is definitely what you're going to find from like high quality talent. And that's what we're looking for. We want to find someone that is, like I said earlier in the presentation, genuinely interested in accounting and wants to take that next step. I would say in terms of like interviewing and even at the career fairs, like it's okay if you mess up talking. It's okay if you mess up a little bit in the interview, but if you're able to save it and kind of just show that passion, I value that more than you mixing up your words or being a little nervous,
And to that point too, I think also just the interest in the accounting industry. I think that's a big part of it too, is are you actually interested in accounting, and is this something that you see yourself doing? Because that passion will definitely show through the conversation. So to Amy's point, really, really hone in on that for sure.
I think I do have one more question I have on my end.
Yeah.
But this kind of goes off of Amy's question towards like AI. How do you
Yeah.
think AI and automation will change the role of accountants in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think in terms of AI, and this has been the talk at WIS for the last year or so or more, I definitely think it's something that's evolving and people are sort of scared of it, but I think WIS, the secret is that we're not. We're actually embracing it. We have a team of dedicated technology people that are really, really helping us implement the AI in the best way possible. So we don't see it like at all replacing people, which I think that's what people have been saying. We see it helping people just more efficiently get more done, right? Like it's going to help our accountants have more work that they're able to complete in a faster time period. So we've really embraced it in a couple of different ways. We have our internal business transformation team that is helping us launch different AI just like search engines here at WIS. So we're using Copilot, we're using similar to like ChatGPT basically. So we do have a couple of those things that are starting to get introduced to WIS internally. But you know, it's something we're really embracing and working on in the next couple of years, is seeing how it's going to evolve even further. So we're definitely paying a lot of attention to that. Amy, do you have anything else to add on your side?
Yeah, I kind of love these questions.
Yeah.
So I think AI is not something to be scared of. I think in the tax department, we are specifically seeing some changes where it's giving you back your time. So you're able to spend more time on different work and not some of the nitpicky things. I definitely highly advise don't be scared of it. At WIS, we do have trainings with AI that are coming up, which is amazing. And there are different ranges of ages of people at the company. So someone who may not understand it, we want to get them to the point where, hey, like we want to help you out and help you understand this platform that you shouldn't be scared of. You're not losing your position, you're not losing your role. It's just going to give you back some more time.
Yep, totally. Thank you, Amy. That was a great question, Jack. Thanks.
Do we have any final questions?
Yeah, I'll ask one more. So, so once you like are an actual intern at WIS, what would you say, like apart from like doing your work, of course, what would you say is like the key to getting a return offer, like how you got one?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's a couple of different things. I would say the main skills that I mentioned, so just ambition, wanting to learn more. I think communication is another piece that we really, really value at that stage. So we see, you know, our interns that are highly communicative are the ones probably coming back as well. And in addition to that, being a team player and really meshing really well with the team and our culture, I think that's really important for us. We want our team to feel like they have an intern who's here that, you know, would potentially be able to help them in terms of being a staff and having more work that they can delegate for them to grow. So I think it's all kind of a conjoined scenario. It's a lot of different things that kind of add to that. And I think for me, I see that in most of the interns, you know, from my perspective that have converted to full-time thus far that I've been here. And also too, for any future ones, I see that being the couple of things and areas that we value most.
Any last questions? Forum here at Metro, virtually, once, twice, thrice. All right, well, thank you so much, Leticia and Amy, for coming to speak to us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Members, candidates, please stay behind for announcements and the attendance QR code.
Awesome. Well, I will hopefully see all of you soon. I know we have a couple of fairs that are coming up, but if you guys are interested in discussing further, please reach out. All of our contacts are all over our website or LinkedIn. So feel free to shoot me a message or, you know, Amy, and we'll be sure to get your messages and resume to where they need to be based on your interest. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Day.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jack.